Welcome back. You are here with Rabbi Ben Terabello on the Everything But the Bottle podcast. We're everything but the bottle. We're doing no tasting. We are hacking down your brewery, your distillery, and your winery and seeing where you can save money, automate, and make things much better. And of course, tell you all about ttbmath.com, the software that you need in order to streamline and automate your process. Now on to it. What is today's wonderful tip? Wineries, you've heard it, and you're like, I'm an artist. I can't do that. And that is knowing what you're putting in the bottle and then going ahead and changing it. Something not everyone's paying attention to. Let's walk through an average beer brewery, an average distillery. You're like, I'm not good at placing orders. I'm not good at doing everything. Let me just make one solid recipe, 100% corn. Oh, you can't do 100% corn distilling. You gotta get rye. You gotta get malted barley. Throw in a little bit of here, throw in a little bit over there. 25, 75, and boom, that's gonna be my recipe. You might have a legacy recipe that your grandfather made, your great grandfather made, something that you're passionate about. It's something you need to pay attention to. And here's why. Cheapest ingredient that you can use, for the most part, is corn, at least in the distilling space. You want to use as much corn as possible. And you're thinking to yourself, this guy never distilled. Well, I did. And I'm telling you, corn, for the most part, is the most profitable. You've spoken to the farmer down the block and he tells you, yeah, because it's less likely to go bad in bad weather, it grows well, it's easy, less maintenance, it is the best. And of course he's speaking to the farmer down the block because he's selling you your grains and bringing you in his fans, his family. So what are you going to do about that? Well, you're going to use more corn in your recipe. What about fermentation? Don't I need to use rye? Don't I need to use corn? Well, you're right, but there's only so much you need to use. And if you really want to drill down on it, you can use an enzyme to get those corns fermenting. And if you're using an enzyme to get them corns fermenting, you could use even less. So, don't be so confident. Always re-examine. Know the corn that you're using. And of course, add a bonus. Like we said previously, use animal grade corn if you're a distiller. It doesn't really make a difference. And it's still cheaper than rye that's given to horses or whatever. So you're going to focus on your recipe. Okay? Same with beer. You might want to switch out for some rice and corn in your recipe. You don't have to go straight with the classics. It gives a good feel, actually. And most of the time, they can't even tell the difference. Hops. You've been importing hops from, I don't know what country, because they're legacy. Guess what? It's time to stop. There's somewhere local that can grow for you. It could be even a farmer that has an extra plot of land. Give him a call. Ask him. You're working with him. It is a hell of a lot cheaper to have them grown locally. Not to mention, if you're using dried hops, get with those fresh hops. Smell will drive your sales. It's so awesome, fresh hops, guys. Of course, let's talk about the enzymes. Same thing, fermentation. We'll break down those grains, get more sugar out of them than you're getting with a yeast alone or a starter. And this is also for the distilling industry, by the way. If you're not using enzymes to break down, you're not maximizing what you could pull out of those grains. You're not maximizing your fermentation. You got to get with it. Of course, yes, it will change the taste, but hey, less sugar, less sweeter, etc. Pay attention. Wines, you can blend. Now, I'm not going to say you should do this, but this is a great idea. If you're making a cheaper wine, maybe you could throw in some sugar to boost it. Maybe you could put in some more water. It's there. You might not like standard sugar, but guess what? If you put in beet sugar, cane sugar, it's just there. Put in some acid adjustments. They're there. They'll help you out. I mean, come on. Why do you think Al Capone was #1 during the industry of prohibition? He knew these tricks. Makes the bottom line lower, cheaper to produce, brings you in more money. Of course, for your recordings, you already know. What are you using, guys? TTB Math. You want to keep track of all this hard data. Stop with the guesswork. Get on to ttbmath.com. We're running a 4-day free trial. Reach out. We're going to get you rocking along. One more time, pay attention to what you're using. Your recipe that you got from your granddad might not be the recipe you want to distill, not because you can't replicate it. I'm sure you're doing a great job, but because it's not cost efficient. Now that's sad, man. That's sad. I get it. But you need to pay attention to the bottom line. A few years down the line, make a special granddad run, premium price. It's a premium product. Take care, you all. Have a wonderful day. Keep your eyes on the ball. See you all tomorrow.